Yeah, it does.
Okay, so you
It does,
switched
but
it
it does
over
say
to,
recording. Got it.
all right.
Hi, my name is Patrick Jagoda, and I'm director of the Media Arts and Design program at the University of Chicago. I also teach courses about digital media, video games, interactive storytelling, and more.
And hi, I'm Jon Satrom. I'm a senior instructional professor in media art and design. I teach courses about creative computing, art games, and now AI. We're here to tell you about a very special kind of experiment that we're running at U Chicago. We're offering a course that isn't just about AI, it's actually taught by an AI system.
That's exactly right. This AI was trained on all of the information we collected during remote instruction at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. We recorded every video interaction, every assignment, every piece of chat, and other elements of each course that took place on Zoom here at the University of Chicago. This was all part of what we called the COVID Health Pact. So students checked off permission to use their data as part of a very long terms and services agreement. Also, their data was anonymized, so it's perfectly ethical.
Yeah, and I'm one of the artist engineers who helped program and train this AI instructor. So I really think of myself as one of the handmaidens of the brave new world. The AI instructor is called Horse.
Why don't you tell folks what that stands for, John?
Right, of course. HORSE stands for Hyper Optimized Responsive Sentient Educator. Now that's a mouthful, so we just ask students to address it as Horse or Professor Horse. It started as an AI, but it's kind of become a colleague.
Hold your horses there, John. We're still working with the university's legal department to grant Horse legal personhood and then to make it the first algorithm to join our esteemed faculty. Even though Chicago was a bit of a computer science dark horse, we all get a kick out of the fact that we might get there quicker than MIT. Anyway, let's not put the horse before the cart and actually show you how it works.
Yeah, you'll see Professor Horse brings a unique intelligence and unparalleled problem-solving skills to the virtual table. Not to beat a dead horse, but the system provides insights and guidance that would frankly surprise you. So here's a little footage of our colleague in action.
Hello, and welcome to class. I'm your professor, Professor H-O-R-S-E, and I'll be your instructor today.
They're gonna know. How would they know? I can't. I can't. Oh my god!
The AI with which you're about to interact.
It's a ridiculous time to be making digital art right now. We have more compute power in our pockets than what took us to the moon, not to mention all the machine learning advancements that are being announced like every single day. The digital's always been an unstable medium, but we're in one of those times when things are moving so fast, people are doing all sorts of weird and wild kinds of things with the tools and making interfaces that are democratizing really specialized domains. AI is getting pumped into everything. Some of it is hype, some of it's legit, and some of it's completely fake. People are experimenting with so many wild ideas, it seems like almost everything is up for experimentation and reimagining. But don't get me wrong, AI is going to continue to advance and meet our expectations until it meets our expectations and we get things standardized and this becomes normcore. You're gonna miss those AI generated hands and the GPT hallucinations that we laughed at or got mad at. How do we critically and creatively engage in this technological and cultural moment? It feels a lot like the Wild West of the early internet, which was a time and a place that was really influential to me in my artistic practice.
Our artistic performance and imitation of AI derives from Alan Turing's famous 1950 essay, Computing Machinery and Intelligence. Turing begins that essay with the question, can machines think? But within a paragraph, he quickly determines that it would be impossible to define the terms machine and think in any kind of consistent or meaningful fashion. So instead, he moves on to a different frame, what he calls the imitation game. It's meaningful that the original imitation game wasn't actually about AI. It was about gender. It's played by a man, a woman, and an interrogator. Interrogator can't see or hear the two participants and must determine which of the other two is the man and which is the woman. The interrogator can ask questions to make this determination and receives written responses. One difference between Turing's world and ours is, of course, the status of digital computers. In 1950, he was only able to say that there were already a number of digital computers in working order. In fact, they were so rare that they had to be distinguished from human computers, right, who were usually women which were much more the norm at the time. In 2023, billions of people carry exponentially more complex digital computers in their pockets, bags, and purses. This is to say that we've been exposed to computational logic to a far greater extent than people in the mid-20th century had. So many of our ways of acting have been conditioned by always-on computing. In some ways, it makes us more algorithmic, right? That is to say that many of us imitate machines in ways that we're not even fully aware of doing, right? Filling out subscription forms online is algorithmic behavior. Flipping through social media feeds on TikTok or Instagram involves elements of a flow state and dopamine hits, but it also constitutes a form of data processing. Even playing a video game often amounts to reverse engineering an algorithm that the designer produced. So our artistic experiment has to do with flipping Turing's Imitation Game.
Yeah, that's like a really good example of one of the three areas that we're experimenting with: making art as AI, making art with AI, and making art for AI. And that's like kind of the speculative area. What would a potentially alternative intelligence find interesting?
It's basically creating art for an alien, right? I mean, you don't have the usual sensorium or ways of receiving something. How do you create art for that?
Yeah, totally. And I think it's a really cool time to be able to be able to laugh at AI, right? Like, it's a small moment until it gets so good that it's boring.
Our new media arts and design studio class called Artificial.Horse will be running this spring. Students will be playfully experimenting with AI tools and processes to explore this unique computational and cultural moment. We look forward to updating you on how everything goes.
This is a nice flip side to like the fear of AI becoming Terminator or something like that.
Right. Well, I would imagine Terminator may like to go to the museum and look at stuff. You know, that would be a nice image. Maybe we can whip that up with Midjourney or something.
I would like to be on future Midjourney's good side if that ever happens.
Seriously.